Sautter here with Nick Janowski after a win against New Berlin Eisenhower, but really want to just talk to you about Nebraska and why Nebraska and why you chose them.
Absolutely. I thought when I got there, you could tell that not only did they want me, they wanted my family, and they made me feel at home, and I really respected that more than any other school I ever went to. That was number one. Number two is just it's not a rebuild anymore. They're on the come up. They really are, and they're going to do such special things this year in the tournament, I hope, and just in the Big Ten. Number two, number three is just the coaches. I mean, they were just so elite. I thought Coach Hoiberg, his offense, and then Nate Lenzer, his defense, and just they showed how much they wanted me as a person and as a player, and they said I could help their team a lot, and I know I can, so that's why I chose them.
What's your best attribute as a player? I think everyone knows, Coach. I'm sure you heard what Coach said about you after you signed, and he's talked to you, but he said it publicly. You know, good shooter, but after watching you tonight, I think you can pass it pretty well too.
I appreciate that. Most people would say just my offensive skills are just more specifically my shooting ability, but for me, it's just being competitive and just that killer mindset. Like, no one has that. And I think that what separates, not talking about me, but what separates me is my attitude and my killer mentality. Like, every time I step on the floor, I have a chip on my shoulder because I'm not as athletic as most guys, because I'm smaller in the Big Ten than most guys. And so every time I step on the floor, it's like, I'm going to kill you no matter what. So
you want to win.
1,000%. That is the only time. That's the only goal when I step in the court. So.
Yeah, you're awfully competitive. Oh, yes. I saw that. Talked to Coach a little bit too, and he said that basically echoed that about how you just have this drive to win, and but also your leadership skills have really notched up this year.
100%. Yeah. Last year we had Milan. My freshman sophomore year, I learned from my brother and two guys named Josh Terrian and Logan Doberstein. I learned from them how to lead a team, and we obviously won 2 state championships then. Last year, it was Milan and I, and so we had kind of a good cop, bad cop thing. I was the bad cop and the, I guess, a-hole type thing, and Milan was a nice guy to help them, help build them back up. But this year it's just me. We don't have the good cop, so I had to mesh my bad cop with the good cop to make sure that when my teammates need me to be on them and they're lacking, I'm on them, making sure they're getting back up. But when they're down, I also got to pick them up and know that if I don't, we're going to lose games. But I'm not going to let that happen. So
you're pretty vocal. How did you learn that from somewhere or someone? On the court and off, I mean, in timeouts and everything, you're coaching up your teammates.
100%. I think that it's just the most important thing in a leader to be vocal, because if you're silent, everybody else is silent. If you're not the loudest guy on the floor, what are you, in my opinion? And I think that toughness and that leadership and the vocal is the biggest part. So, absolutely.
All right, Nick, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Yep.